Hi, my name is Lauren Wetzel, and today I want to talk about ocean conservation. The ocean means a lot to me. Some of my best childhood memories come from the beach, whether it be the Gulf of Mexico, the California coast, or the Mediterranean. I owe a lot to the ocean, so much so that I've been inspired to seek a career out in marine conservation. In fact, we all owe a lot to the ocean, much more than we realize. It's a common fact that 70% of the Earth is covered with water, which means that 99% of the Earth's living space is in the ocean. But living here in Arlington, we tend to take the ocean for granted. But the truth is, every one of our lives is somehow connected to the ocean. So why is it so important? For starters, half the oxygen in the atmosphere comes from the ocean. That means that every other breath you take, you can thank the ocean for. Next, the ocean helps regulate the Earth's climate specifically by its ability to absorb large amounts of CO2, a greenhouse warming gas. This helps create a buffer for man-made climate change. More directly, the ocean is the #1 source of protein for over a billion people. And while us living here in America, we don't rely on fish as much as other people in the world do, what we do rely on is medications. And medications is, the ocean is an abundant source of resources for ingredients in all types of medications from arthritis, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and even cancer. And the ocean could one day even provide a cure for these. We demand a lot from the ocean, so it should go unsaid that protecting our ocean should be a #1 priority. However, a lot of the ocean's issues continue to go unsolved. Imagine going to the beach next spring break and seeing none of the aquatic life that you've seen before, just emptiness. Now, while swimming in the ocean without fear of sharks may seem nice, this would be a very bad thing. Although this ocean without life scenario may seem impossible, the truth is it may be reality in the not so distant future. Most of the ocean's problems come from pollution, although this can take many forms. Everyone knows that pollution is a bad thing, so why does it continue to happen? Well, in the case of the ocean, it is so vast and so big that people assume that what I'm doing and what I'm leaving or taking from the ocean cannot possibly make a difference. However, we are becoming alarmingly aware that this is not the case, as 180 million tons of toxic waste is poured into the ocean each year, and cruise ships dump an average about 250,000 gallons of raw sewage into the ocean per ship per day. That means that all of this stuff is going to the bottom of the ocean, clogging up reefs, destroying habitats, and poisoning and killing the fish that we all love to eat. The most obvious of this pollution is the trash that we can actually see. This is a problem because fish choke on this and die and causes a problem with the life cycle. By the year 2050, it is estimated that the amount of trash in our oceans will outweigh that of the fish. This is not only due to the increasing amount of pollution, but also the decrease in the fish population. At the rate we are going, by the year 2048, there will be less than 10% of the natural population of fish remaining. This is largely due to extinction and overfishing. An example of this is shark finning. This is a practice supported largely by Asian markets for the demand of shark fin soup. So what happens is the shark finners take the shark, they cut off their fins and discard the remaining 97% of the shark, the less profitable part, back into the ocean. This is a lot of times when the shark is still alive. So the shark either drowns to death or gets eaten alive by other marine animals. This practice and many others have caused nearly a third of all shark species to be threatened with extinction. And human exploitation of these animals certainly does not stop with sharks. Perhaps a little less obvious than a less obvious source of pollution is noise pollution. Much like humans rely on sight, our favorite marine animals such as dolphins and whales rely on sound to get around and communicate with each other. Due to the closely packed molecules, sound travels 4 times faster in water than it does in air. This means that high-intensity sounds from boating, commercial shipping, and marine mining can be heard from thousands of miles away, drowning out the sounds that these marine animals depend on. This can often lead to deviation of migration paths and can lead to the animals beaching. Another reason why we should all be concerned with the ocean's health, perhaps one that hits a little closer to home, is the economy. Besides the $13 billion a year that we spend on plastic pollution and cleanup alone, 1 in 6 American jobs is marine related. That means as pollution increases and aquatic life decreases, tourism, marine extraction, and marine transportation continue, and the millions of American jobs that sustain these fields continue to be affected. All this may seem overwhelming, but we are lucky in some ways. Marine pollution has not gone so bad that we cannot reverse its effects. And there are many ways in which we can help restore our ocean. For us here, I know you've all heard this before, but reducing, reusing, and recycling is one of the best ways we can all be environmentally conscious. Reduce your daily plastic intake and recycle whenever you can to keep trash out of the oceans. Next time you go to the beach, take a few minutes, clean around you. This is actually a good rule of thumb to live your life by. If you see trash lying anywhere, pick it up, recycle it, or throw it away. Second, we need to educate ourselves about the current environmental issues that are going on around us. I know we as humans tend to put off or deny some of these issues, but we need to be aware of things so we can better be kept informed, and we can be better informed. And here in America, we have the ability to vote for public elected officials that can promise change on a wider scale. And lastly, you can give aid to organizations that help marine animals that can't help themselves by donating your money and even your time, so we can help preserve our environment and our oceans for both future and human, for both future human and marine generations to enjoy. Thank you.